Dinizek. Okay, starts with the non-committal knight f3 and c4. So we're going into an English symmetrical system. Symmetrical variation of the English. He didn't take. They should take. So it's good for white. I don't know why he didn't take. He shouldn't go there. Right? He has nowhere to go from there. Okay, so just develop. Yeah, I'll develop in castle. So this is like a reverse King's Indian defense. But this knight is in kind of a peculiar position. And he's played the King's Indian with the C pawn instead of with the E pawn coming forward. Interesting all round. Okay, I will take that trade if you want. He doesn't. He just wants to go back. He's moving very quickly for all these moves he's playing. Okay, the knight has to go here and then maybe support the B pawn coming forward. Let's bring my bishop out here and look at his pawn chain here. Maybe put a rook here, push the E pawn forward. So when he does that, I was thinking I would take en passant. I don't want to get a completely blocked up position. It does give his bishop a nice square, but it also gives me a target here. Oh, I assumed he would take his with the bishop. He doesn't give the bishop a nice square. Well, let's don't have to do anything quickly, do I? If I drop my bishop back, I'm threatening to take this pawn immediately. Yeah, let's see how he defends it. It's not so easy. He doesn't defend it. He says, take my pawn, please. And I will. I'll take that pawn. I think he was just moving too quick and didn't see that. That's my impression. Okay, so when I take here, how does he take back? Okay, that's interesting. A couple of quick mistakes there, and I think it's all over. Okay, let's get somebody new. E4 this time. Oh, Spitzbub, 1891, a very strong player. Playing the Caro-Kann, the Caro-Kann. I've been experimenting with different lines against the Caro-Kann. I don't have anything great against it, so just trying different things. This is a very simple setup here. I'm hoping to defend this pawn. Let's see, if I drop back and, oh, he takes with the queen. I don't have a check. That's a bit annoying. Can I defend my bishop? If I defend it, I would have to be with the knight here. Didn't really want to do that. Okay, so maybe this was not such a great idea. Anyway, my plan is to play c3 And I was going to just develop my knight out here normally. But if I drop my bishop back to here, which is where I would like it to be, then I don't see any way to save the pawn. He could just take it, and there was no great discoveries with the bishop that I saw there. Okay, so we're going to develop my knight here, see if he moves his bishop. He got the bishop outside the pawn chain, as is typical in the Caro-Kann. Let's start by pinning this knight. He will kick me, I imagine, and then I'll retreat back. I just defended it. Okay, I need to make sure I have a retreat square, because if I go here, or take, I guess I don't need to worry too much, but I do have this. Let's bring this knight into the game. Anyway, it's a different sort of position than what your Caro-Kann player is used to. Pawn, pawn. Yeah, I can force that bishop to move. Unless he stops my pawn here. Okay, he wants to take this pawn. I don't like that idea. Why do you want to take that pawn? What did it ever do to you? Maybe I could have just gone here with the knight directly. Probably should have. He unpinned his knight. So if I get the knight here, then all of these squares with his bishop are covered. Yeah, I'm just retreating to here. I didn't want to get stuck over on the king side. Let's see if he wants to keep his bishop. He does. Okay, not a bad choice, not at all. So now pawn here, and the bishop just drops back. So no gain there. Here, let's lift up the king. Queen. Connect my rooks. Okay, rook opposite the queen, not a bad strategy. And thank you for the follow. Mr. Victor Gamer. Yeah, maybe I'll put my queen here and put the bishop there. Now he just takes it with the knight. Starting to find this light squared bishop here a bit annoying. If I go here with my knight, he just takes the knight. Take with the pawn, then this knight moves. Then I could go here. Okay, so he wants to do that first. I think I have to take. And I have to step aside. I wonder if he could have played bishop to d3 there, skewering my queen and rook, because he had the knight there. Okay, so he hits my knight when I can't go to this square like I want to. get control of this square here. Knight here, knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes. And I think he missed a chance, though. If I remember, I'll check it out after the game, see if I'm right about that. Yeah, going there. Go here and yeah, it looks like I have no choice but to give him the bishop pair. If he takes this pawn, oh no, the knight's defending it. So I was assuming knight takes, bishop, queen takes. But maybe he'll find this knight, this pair of knights, annoying. He's looking for something better. Good practice. You can see he's a strong player. You can tell. Okay, so he's giving me the opportunity to get my bishop here, which is where I wanted it to go anyway. I go here, he takes, I take. Yeah, this is still defended. So he wants to trade queens. I don't think the queen trade is particularly good for me, but do I have choices? Didn't see that I had any good choices. So he's got here. He doesn't have there. Well, let's see if we can get my knights further into the position. It'd be nice to activate this knight. It's not doing a whole lot. Maybe keeping this bishop in check a little bit. Well, the one thing this knight is doing is it's defending this square. Got to keep that in mind. That would be an unfortunate turn of events there. Okay, I go here, and the knight's got to move. See where it goes. Oh, it doesn't have to move. My bad. Yeah, I forgot the bishop was defending the knight as well as the rook. I was blocking the defense by the... Okay, well, he gave that up. Maybe there's a trick here. Okay. Push this pawn. Yeah, look at that. He ran out of time. Okay, let's go to the analysis board and see, first of all, am I doing okay in this final position? +1, +2. Yeah, he needs to just go back. And then, yeah, push the f-pawn. That's what I was thinking. Push the f-pawn up here to block the bishop, and this really is hanging. So he's got to run with that. So he just gave up a pawn for no reason. Let's see, this move here. See, black is better right here. So he's better up to this point, and then this is the move that gives me the advantage. So yeah, he played a good game and then just didn't quite handle the time pressure. So I want to get back to this position here where my queen was, yeah, here's the move that I was afraid of. He goes here, and it's defended by the knight as well as the rook. So up until that point, the square was defended, but when he put the knight here, so pretty much I have to take, so I lose the exchange. It's best for him to take with the knight. And then knight f5. So, I mean, it's not hopeless, but I am down the exchange. Got some active pieces. And the bishop pair in compensation for the exchange. But you need a pawn plus the bishop pair to have real compensation. True compensation. Okay, that was interesting. Let's get another game. Yeah, I sometimes have a tough time against opponents who move really quickly like that. Even if they play bad moves, they're not giving you enough time to think, so it's hard to find the refutation. So he wants to play the Smith-Morra gambit. I'm declining it, and we go into a kind of Alapin Sicilian here. The Smith-Morra is an interesting gambit. I don't really like to play against it. It gives too many chances to someone who knows all the tricks. They can do a lot with the old Smith-Morra. Okay, we're just developing. He hasn't brought his bishop out, which is a bit unusual, but it's okay. So he left himself with an isolated pawn. Sergey. Let's see. Do I want to get the bishop out first? How about I set up a fianchetto and go after the isolated pawn here? Two attackers, two defenders, but I can move this knight away with tempo then. It's in the ideal blockading position there. Okay, so Sergey is thinking. Good developing move. Here, let's castle. Here, let's try not to drop my pieces on the wrong square. So he should be thinking about how to develop his queen side, I guess. Didn't want my knight coming in here, huh? Put the bishop here. Not quite sure. I'm going to play this. It's a slow move, but lets me put this bishop here. He wanted to have a place for his bishop, but actually that's not so great, is it? Why don't I just take that? It's what that central knight was doing for me. I do have to worry about this fork here, don't I? If I just take here with the queen, he can push, and it's a fork, right? The queen's not hitting anything, but I can take this pawn. Instead of taking the f-pawn, I can take the d pawn. And the bishop is looking pretty good down this diagonal. It's a loose pawn on b2. There's a rook behind it, so it can't move. So he develops, I think, taking here to unpin. Taking here, he can take my b pawn. Yeah, but it's got to be good to get rid of pawns around the enemy king there. This is hanging, so rook here, I'm thinking. Or maybe here. Ah, but he wants me to defend it. Okay, I will. I will buy that. Threatening to take here, maybe. Okay, so now the knight can move with tempo, so let's step away from that. I suppose I could just take the knight too. But I didn't see a need to take it right away. He loves to chase my queen. Okay. Well, again, I can give up this pawn. Let's do that. Let's just give up that pawn and get a piece over here on the king side. Queen over to here. Okay, so there he went. Yeah, so I wanted to go here right away, I guess. If he takes here, check and take rook, right? So this pawn is defended. And yeah, but one pawn edge and I have the bishop pair. Got an active queen. He's got an active rook. Oops. Did he see a way to defend that? Or did he just not notice? This is a Jedi mind trick. You can take that pawn. It's not really defended. Okay, he's playing on. Should I take over here? Start hitting things around his king. Yeah, I can chase the knight away, so he needed to defend. Let's start chasing that knight. Could come here. here or there. Yeah. Reasonable squares, so what to do? Yeah, I don't especially want to trade off that bishop. I can go here. Okay, if he wants to trade rooks, that's all good. Let's see, I've got the check here. Let's deliver the check with the with the rook. And he resigned. Yeah, that's fine. I could bring the bishop out to pile up on that pawn, so I think it's in pretty bad shape. He could have played knight here. Here, let's take a brief look. I was thinking he could play knight here. And what? I take the queen, he takes the queen. That probably is fine, huh? Yeah, it was going to be good. Okay, let's get a new game.